ruminating right now on the situation that we are in when it comes to all of the novel and synthetic and not friendly to life as it is right now chemicals that we are injecting into every layer and at every scale of, I think, every single ecosystem on Earth. And there's no like cleaning it out. There's no detoxing it. There's no fixing it. At least that's what it looks like to me. I don't have a great window into what solutions are being implemented everywhere and how successful they are, and who knows what will happen in the years to come. But I can't help but to think about how humanity has become its own force of nature, that essentially everything has had to learn to adapt to or die, just like an ice age or a meteor or a temperature shift. I guess I already said that. And based on how much extinction we've caused in species, we fit into our own category of an extinction event, in that we have caused as much damage as some of these other notable catastrophes throughout Earth's long history. So, there's the seemingly intuitive anthropocentric reaction to this that is alarmed and negative and understandable. We're fucking shit up and we're not fixing it, and that sucks because we are also victims to our own impact, and it will get worse, a lot worse, and it might never get better. And man, like, what a thing to come to terms with. And there's so many big ideas that we believe in that bring us hope, that give purpose and meaning to all of this, and diminish the sense of loss and regret and maybe even shame at what we've done to our home and each other and ourselves. And I think it's fair. I think it is objectively true that all of those beliefs, all of them, might not be true. It's more likely that they're not true than that they are. And our ability to accept that possibility, I think, is very healthy, very demonstrative of being a secure, free, adult human being. Well, not adult, but mature. I think those are two different things for me. I think an adult is somebody who has learned how to play their role of seriousness well enough to be taken seriously. And unfortunately, I think that's a big part of what has led to a lot of our negative outcomes that we're experiencing. But back to the point, a belief of mine that I find comfort in, and in that it feels very possible and real and natural, which is part of why I like it and have belief in it, which is that as an extinction catastrophe event in terms of what we are to the rest of the planet, among other things. And as this new force of nature, the alchemy of evolution in all of its complexity and novelty and capacity for change, we are like a new chemical agent. Literally, we are introducing massive amounts of novel chemical agents into the lifeblood and the different systems of this organism that we call Earth. And it is like ferociously adaptive. And if we kind of look back at our understanding of the history of evolution, or adaptation, if you like aren't comfortable with the idea of evolution, which even if you believe in a Christian robe-wearing bearded God, I think the ideas can coexist fantastically. Anyway, we know that there was a period of time on Earth where there was not anything that could break down rotting organic material. And so you had trees covering the planet and, break down all of the material. I don't know if there was, and to what extent, the necessary bacteria to break down dead things, but trees would die and not go away. And so it was just stacking and stacking and stacking trees everywhere. And over, I don't know how many, it might have been millions of years of trees doing this. Eventually, mushrooms happened and they started decomposing everything. And the death-eating mushroom, by the fact of its decomposition, was able to take this buildup of raw material that was created by the trees that the earth had no way of processing, and from that hyperabundance, an opportunity was seen, and something arose to take advantage of that free real estate. And so I look at, like, we're discovering that there are enzymes and bacteria and fungi that can all eat plastic, crude oil, even like Chernobyl has fungi growing that thrive because of the nuclear radiation. So, you know, it might not be ideal, it might not be pretty, it might suck, and it probably will, and we might not get to be a part of it in the long run. But I have a feeling that what we are doing, whether or not it's a part of some plan, we are nature, and what we're doing ultimately is natural, even if it takes a very zoomed out perspective to fit like the insanity of human beings into the idea of a perpetually balanced and harmonious reality, and that what we're doing is ultimately for the like forward progression of the expansion of the evolution of things. And you know, these spontaneous experiments don't always turn out, so that's a possibility. But you know, I think of, like, there's all of these waste sites where we've just taken nuclear radioactive material that we can't do anything with short of firing it into the sun and it's just sitting there where it will eventually leak out. We cannot build facilities that can contain it forever. And so it will integrate into its environment, and it may do so in a way that completely destroys the environment. Or what I think is more likely, just based on all of the evidence that I've seen, the environment will discover a way to incorporate that material into a continued harmony. So, it's I think it's a perspective that makes a lot of sense, um, because it's so funny. I'm now going to relate this to our hearts. This is what we do with our hearts, right? And our minds. We take the radioactive, the toxic, the diseased, the unsustainable, inexcusable, horrible parts of ourselves, of our identity, our thoughts, our past, our feelings, whatever. And we have to find a way to integrate those harmoniously into our system, because there's no other option. It's all stuck here. It can't go anywhere short of sending yourself into the sun, right? Going towards the big light and disappearing. There's that, like, you have to integrate it. And lo and behold, you will find that in doing so, you catalyze natural evolution. You don't have to buy a program for somebody to teach you how to evolve. Your evolution program, your training, your teacher, your Sadguru, your inner teacher is that. It's the shit. And you eat your death, you digest your bullshit so that it can become the fertile grounds through which new and improved life grows. It's a natural process. It happens automatically. And the only thing you can do is temporarily slow it down by resisting it through self-rejection and attachment to old ideas of what it means to be perfect and sustainable and right and good. And that isn't to discount where those ideas are coming from, just to acknowledge that there are other possibilities that might be more helpful and therefore maybe more true than, whatever thing you have in mind that is depending on something in the future outside of yourself to do it for you, to take the thing away from you. Because I don't think that will ever happen. How long, have you waited? Have everyone you've ever seen, how long has history waited for that thing? And every time it doesn't get there and we start over. So, yeah, anyway.